Your company may deliver great value, but if customers cannot see what makes your company, product, or offering different from competitors, chances are high that you become irrelevant quite quickly. This lack of relevance is called relative relevance, and it is about a company's ability to show why anyone should choose it over competitors that offer similar solutions. Without relative relevance, companies get stuck on competing on price, making them vulnerable to any cheaper alternative that comes along. In this video, we will talk about 4 ways how small and mid-sized companies can increase their relative relevance. So, let's go! Welcome to Baselift. Here are 4 ways to increase your company's relative relevance. Quick info, this is the second part of a 2-video series on making businesses matter. Make sure you watch the first video on absolute relevance as well, so you don't miss half of what you need to know. So, let's get it on. Number 1. Plan like a soccer coach. Imagine you are a soccer coach having the world's greatest goalkeeper in your team. What you could do is devise an offensive strategy, but that would obviously waste your greatest asset. Instead, what you probably prefer is devising a defensive strategy, one that zaps your opponent's stamina and ensures victory in the long run. In short, you would adapt your strategy to your greatest asset. Obvious. However, when it comes to business, we often forget that the same principle applies. Every company is a little bit different. Unique strengths and weaknesses, different people, different skills, and yet most of them play the game the same way as everyone else. They say the same things, they make the same promises and offers, they try to attract the same people, and so forth, which makes absolutely no sense. Businesses, like football teams, need to adapt their game to their particular qualities. Many companies find that difficult because they are afraid of losing out on opportunities if they do not occupy the same fields as their competitors, therefore putting everything to the front that is potentially of interest or value to their customers. But the thing is, people assume that there is a functioning team. People assume that there are strikers, middle field players, defense players, and a goalkeeper. What they do not automatically assume is that there is a key player that makes it different to the whole game. And if they know that the other team has a top scorer, they inevitably look for something in the other team that can hold against. So you better have a star to show. A process, a solution, a service, whatever. Think about it this way. The clubs put their stars in the center of the strategy for a reason. Everything revolves around them. Their play, their marketing, their budgeting. Yes, the other players are important too. Without them, the stars couldn't even play. But the fans don't want a team of equals. They want a star, something they can be proud of, they can point to and be impressed by. Number 2, focus your resources. The stepbrother of focusing your strengths is focusing your resources. If you spill a bucket of water, it will make a huge splash. If you press the same amount of water through a nozzle, you can cut stone. The point I'm trying to make is this. Companies often spend their scarce resources on too many different value creation opportunities, but fail to go deep enough. The result are mediocre, ineffective solutions that don't really make the cut compared to their competitors' solutions. Focusing down resources on a narrow area into lesser opportunities will give a company lesser levers, but they will be much stronger. Number 3, deliver customer service from another planet. Research shows that half of consumers reduce or even stop spending after just one bad customer experience. And the mean part is, they tell their friends about it, making companies lose potential customers even before they had the chance to ruin it directly or to prove them better. But the good thing is, they also tell their friends when the customer service is exceptionally well. Remarkable customer service stories make their way around, and they are hard to ignore when customers consider alternative providers. So here's what you can do to make customer service your differentiator. A. Spend more on service. This is kind of an odd one, but you can't expect to deliver exceptional customer service if you don't invest in it. B. Act on feedback. This is something many companies unfortunately miss. They don't create feedback lists, they don't have a feedback loop, and many of them don't even respond to suggestions. C. Be faster. Don't make anyone wait unnecessarily. People feel valued when they receive a quick reply and overlooked if they don't. D. Surprise. Find a little something that they do not expect. We all have certain expectations about what will and should happen when we interact with a particular kind of company. If that company manages to exceed these expectations, it creates a relative relevance factor that cannot be underestimated. Number 4. Dare to be different. It is easy to stay in the lane, to go with the herd and swim with the swarm. Because when so many do it, how can it be wrong? And there's some truth to this. However, people can only choose you consciously if they actually see a difference between you and them. But it does not mean to reinvent the wheel and go all crazy. No, it can be very small, something tiny. But it must be something that gets people thinking, and in the best case, talking. Here are 3 examples. Zappos. While other shoe retailers focus on selection and price, Zappos built their entire brand around extraordinary customer service. By empowering their service reps to go above and beyond, they created tons of share-worthy stories of them spending hours on service calls with sneaker fans, sending pizza to loyal customers, or a taxi to someone who got lost on his way home. Dollar Shave Club. Instead of competing with Gillette or Wilkinson on razor technology or quality promises, they differentiated through convenience and direct-to-customer delivery. They automated the replenishment process and solved the problem of running out of razors or having to make inconvenient trips to the store. They distilled their message into something crystal clear. Great razors delivered to your door for just a few dollars a month. In-N-Out Burger. While most fast food chains expand menus often and locations rapidly, In-N-Out stayed focused on secret menus and limited availability in certain areas. Their regional-first thinking created a cult-like loyalty that competitors with thousands more locations can't match. There they are, 4 ways to increase your business's relative relevance. I hope they will help you baselift your business. Make sure you also watch our video on absolute relevance to get the full picture. I'm Stefan Hermann from Baselift. Thank you for watching. Make something relevant.